what can you do? I mean, it's his house. He can put up what he likes. I thought it was kind of small.
But big enough to read in 2 states. How a neighbor turned a one-word endorsement into a one-sentence slap. Good evening. It's not uncommon for an election year to turn neighbor against neighbor and family against family.
Also pretty common to see next-door neighbors with yard signs supporting opposing candidates. But the venom and the name-calling in this presidential race is unique. And it has 2 neighbors in Mount Adams squaring off in a high-profile campaign display. Local 12's Joe Webb joins us from the foot of the hill street with that story. Joe?
Well, Brad, if you drive on Columbia Parkway or live in Bellevue or Dayton, Kentucky, you can see a show of support that has evolved into something much different than that. What started as a simple Hillary sign on the balcony of 1011 Hill Street was complemented with "is a liar" in the windows of 1013 Hill Street. Now, these 2 neighbors obviously aren't working together, but together they send a message that says a whole lot about this year's presidential race.
Vickie Thornton has campaign signs by her front door on Hill Street, but really wanted to take advantage of the exposure off her back deck. And she had a banner made that simply said, Hillary.
She's my candidate, and I don't have any qualms about that, so I thought, gosh, I have this deck, I have a great space, so I just hung it up in support of her and her candidacy.
That was 2 weeks ago. This weekend, Vickie Thornton was out of town and got a phone call.
And they said, I'm so sorry about what happened to your sign. And I thought, what happened to my sign? And so they told me what the neighbor had done.
The neighbor, who would not talk on camera today, says he and his girlfriend came up with the idea and handmade their message. He is self-employed and says he has clients on both sides of this election and wants to stay neutral. The neighbors have not spoken to each other about the balcony signs.
No, I don't think there's any need. I don't want to engage. It is his home. If he wants to piggyback on something, and again, to me it seems small and petty, but people have the right to do what they want.
The 2 may not have spoken, but the balcony talk will continue. Thousands can see the signs from Columbia Parkway and beyond. They will stay up through the election. But the message is about to change. Vickie Thornton considered her options and decided her message needed an update.
And I decided to not go low and behave in kind of a childish fashion. So I have ordered a new banner, which will go up within the next day or so. And it simply says, "is the best choice." So I finished my own sentence.
Now, that could steal back the thunder from the downhill neighbor's addition to the first sign, but he could also probably come up with something clever to play off the new message. I guess we'll see in the next few days if he really is interested in staying neutral. Reporting live in Mount Adams, I'm Joe Webb, Local 12 News. Brad?
One more thing, Joe. Thanks very much. The 2 neighbors have been in side by side for about 3 years. Vickie Thornton says that he is a good neighbor.